While many people thought that this recent run up was a bit of a fake out, maybe that it was trying to get people in, get bullish, and then do a big flush to the downside, we're seeing Bitcoin do a nice leg up again today, and it's holding nicely above this 80K level. In this video, I'm going to go over the factors of why you should still be bullish and why I do think we have hit the bear market bottom. Okay. I don't see us retracing to 58K. I do think it's going to punish people for thinking they can wait it out and probably see lower prices. Always, the market does the weirdest things. This is why I always talk about accumulating altcoins when it feels bad. You will thank yourself later. In this video, I'm going to go over the bull factors, why I think that we continue to the upside, and of course, a few altcoins that I think are still at good levels, whether you want to trade them or whether you want to accumulate them for the long term. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel here on In the Money, we go over everything you need to win in crypto, prediction markets, and more Monday through Friday every single week. So check out the channel, like and subscribe down below. And of course, check out BitBase. BitBase is where I have been trading throughout this little run. BitBase, no KYC. You can also trade from anywhere in the world. You don't need a VPN. You can trade from anywhere. You can also earn up to $20,000 in USD if you just trade and hit some incentives. So check out the link down below in the description to BitBase. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Bitcoin's not the only thing making a move today. We see Ethereum up another couple of percent. We see Hyperliquid hitting a new all-time high. I mean, this token, ever since we bought this thing in the $25 to $27 levels, has been an absolute monster. And we have preached over and over again to continue to buy the dips, and that continues to pay off. We see Zcash up another 6% today. A lot of the altcoins that we love here on the channel, Tau up 10%. We have Near Protocol up 5%. We have pump.fun still hovering that 5 cent or 0.005 cent range. It's been a good week for the altcoins that we hold and we accumulated throughout the bear market. And I have to say, I agree with this tweet. Like, even though we did a great job lining ourselves up, making sure we had exposure to the best bags, and we'll also talk about my thesis of holding less is going to be more this cycle. I'm starting to feel underexposed. Like, yeah, my portfolio looks great and seeing the green all around the board is great, but also, should have bought more. But that's what this game does to you. Investing is always like that. You just can't give in to the FOMO and be happy that you even accumulated at those lows. Now, as for the bull case, so right now, the Clarity Act is September 15th. That's when the vote is. And recently with Trump's terms and, what he's been talking about with Bitcoin and also, legalizing Hyperliquid, it seems like that's going to be off the back of the Clarity Act. So September 15th is when that vote is. We have the Department of Labor about to open the $10 trillion 401k market. The business cycle is about to expand for the first time since 2020. We have $176.8 trillion sitting with RIAs, which you can't touch spot crypto today. And the SEC just filed to change that. We see all these different big entities building out crypto rails, and people still think we're going to go lower. I mean, I think we've gotten beaten down long enough to see all of these catalysts culminate to another leg in the next stage of the cycle and the bull market. On top of that, we have Coinbase now offering Bitcoin-backed mortgages, allowing people to buy homes without selling Bitcoin or facing margin calls. I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal. And I have to say, as someone who put cash down for mine, this would have been a lot better just holding Bitcoin long term and seeing that come to fruition, right? And then, of course, today, what's driving this is the Treasury's double long buybacks keep the yields capped, the dollar soft, and the debasement trade bid. So overnight, NVIDIA beat and guided higher. Salesforce plus 20 print has software, which Bitcoin has been tracking, surging. So this is on Button, by the way. The last video, we did a little bit of a tutorial and rundown. It's an AI platform you can trade, and it also gives me a rundown every single morning as to what's happening in the market. So it gives me all the major pairs, the stuff that's moving throughout the market, and also just the catalyst. What's the bull thesis and what's the bear thesis? So throughout the week, we're going to be watching this Jackson Hole event at the end of the week. And we also have Kevin Warsh's keynote speech tomorrow, which could also have an effect on the market. But nonetheless, I do think that currently we look at all of these factors leading into September 15th. Could the Clarity Act be a buy the rumor, sell the news? Sure. But we're going to run up that rumor beforehand. And I do think we see more upside until then. We're also seeing, as Brian Jung says, more exchanges are starting to list tokens again. This is a sign of bullish times. You're seeing meme coins listed, you're seeing big majors listed again because volume's coming in to these areas of crypto. So very, very bullish. And of course, something that we've been buying into throughout the cycle. And then I love this logic. We will never come close to 2021 level alt season again, but only projects achieving actual groundbreaking utility and advancing the space will make it. This is why we've only been accumulating 5 to 6 altcoins throughout the entire bear market. So let's go over some of those plays right now and also talk about some that we still believe have legs up from here. And also, if you want this information before it hits YouTube, check out down below inthemoney.live. First and foremost, we've been crushing it in the prediction market side of things, especially in European football, just absolutely crushing. We've won 5 of our last 5 plays there, swept the board yesterday. On top of that, we're killing the meme coin trenches. And also you get my crypto plays, signals, etc., even before I come on here and record. So definitely check out inthemoney.live. You can join for 3 days absolutely free down below in the description. And of course, we have to start with Hyperliquid. This thing looks like it's on a crash course to $90, $95, $100. On this channel, I've said over and over again, I expect Hyperliquid to trade at above $100 in the long term. I think that we're heading towards that currently. This chart looks absolutely phenomenal, especially if we just look at the yearly chart. Let's just span out to a year here. I mean, it looks tremendous. I think that this is going to keep going to the upside, especially as Bitcoin continues to climb, which I do believe it will, given the catalyst that we covered in this video. Don't chase this pump. I mean, if you feel sidelined, if you feel like you didn't buy enough or your long position isn't enough, don't FOMO, just hold it. You know, everything has ups and downs and retraces. If we go into the next bull market, I do believe this thing to go to crazy price points. So definitely don't chase this pump. You're literally buying all-time highs currently. But we're in the type of market where you buy red days. So if a red day comes, buy the red. That is always a good strategy in the bull run. Follow trends and also buy the strength across the market. So of course, Hyperliquid's absolutely cooking. And you look at their metrics. I mean, just parabolic up and to the right, which is awesome to see. We also see Solana printing. Solana's back into the mid $105, $107 levels. They're doing a change in their tokenomics, reducing emissions. And I think this is good for our pump.fun position. So if we look at the pump.fun token right now, it's hovering at that 0.005 levels. It's been looking pretty strong, and you see these metrics here up and to the right as well. The last week, they have added about $100 million in TVL. Pretty unprecedented growth. I think that's going to bode well for people who are still long on the pump.fun token. And I do still have my pump.fun long open as I'm recording this video. Another one showing crazy strength is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Now, this one got fudded to oblivion. People hated wanting to buy this token. It was at 190 just like a week and a half ago, and we were buying those levels. It's up at 252. So shout out to anyone who took those buys whenever we saw dips. Hyperliquid down to $55. We saw pump.fun in the 0.0025 ranges, and of course 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 at those 190 levels. All turned out to be fantastic buys. But what is next? So if you missed those 3 moves, what would be the tokens that I'm looking at buying right now? I'm going to stay on my track and I'm not going to deviate. We're only accumulating cycle leaders. So when you look across the board, we have Lighter. Lighter is also doing very well from our open long. We opened this at about 335. It is at 364 right now. And we look at this weekly chart here. We could see 1 week, boom, boom. We could see this thing's performing very well. On the week, it is up 36%. So I think we are on the right track here with longing this token. And I also have no problem with buying spot even at these levels. I think at 360, you can look at the all chart on this token. Let's just go to the all chart. And you can see we're kind of now hitting that price discovery level. So great. If you want to wait for a pullback, I completely understand. But I am long from 335 as I opened on the last video. And then we'll see where this thing goes. And then, of course, the AI trade. We have been seeing a lot of movement on tokens like Near Protocol or like VVV and Tau, which makes me think that Near Protocol could be the next AI token to run. It's been pretty suppressed at this point in time, but the volume is so strong. I don't see how this thing doesn't catch a bid. It's still under $2, which I think is a great spot buy. But on top of that, probably a pretty good long at this point in time. You can see here, if we open up the weekly chart, let's go weekly. We can see it's, tried to break out, but has been kind of, I would say hitting resistance on those breakouts and kind of having a pullback. So if it was me, I think that I'd be looking still at lighter and near protocol. So nothing's really changed. I'm not chasing pumps. I'm really happy with my position so far on Hype, Tau, Pump, Zcash, etc., Venice. But from there, I'm still looking at near and lit to make more moves to the upside over the short term. I expect Bitcoin to climb closer to 83, 84K in the coming days. I think heading into September 15th, you have to be bullish. Do not listen to the bear, dreadful people on the timeline saying this is a fake out, this. I think with the catalyst for the next 2.5 weeks, I think that crypto still has a ton of room for the upside, guys. So if you enjoyed the video today, if you're bullish on some of these tokens, if you're riding some of these trades, if you're in the green from the tokens that we gave at the bottoms, like the video down below. Let us know in the comments as well your thoughts on the current market and the tokens that are winning in your portfolio. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow to end off the week. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.